I forget how nice it is when you're feeling stressed to sit down and just build a little tree. Okay, I must have been feeling really stressed because I actually built 2 trees. Well, I forgot about this one. Yeah, no, I built 3 trees. Oh shoot, yeah. No, there's one hiding over there. Oh, and yeah, I think I got a problem.
In my solitude.
How everybody do? It's been a year since I made my last tree video, and I always got trees on my mind, so I figured it's time for round 3. LEGO's always got really cool trees coming out with new and unique parts that I haven't really played with yet. And so there's some things that I wanted to get to in this video, but we'll have to save it for a later time. Anyways, I hope in this video you guys can grab your LEGO bricks, maybe stack up some leaves, and get inspired. This tree has got to be like my favorite on the list. You could say it's the warm fall colors, and man, I got a soft place in my heart for that, but I think it's mostly this fun feather science. I have to credit most of the advancements in this field to Marcus, the goat. He's made a lot of really nice builds, paving the way for how to use these pieces. It's just a really fun puzzle to solve. Here's some of my favorite parts to do the job. You're basically looking for anything that has a lot of connection points and also has these tiny little holes to fit the feathers in. You'll find though that there's actually a lot more potential than that. Spider-Man webs typically have a lot of holes, and this is very useful when you're trying to make feathered canopies. Overall, I've had a lot of fun with feathers, but I think it's time we move on. I built this tree right after watching a Studio Ghibli film, and I feel like the Eastern presence is very strong here. I wanted to create a very dynamic style and stay true to this very prickly look with the leaves. Overall, it's pretty simple. It just uses a lot of dino tails placed into this 2x2 brick, and then the branches are created using these 3x4 limb elements with Wolverine claws placed in them. A very simple technique, but I feel like it pulls off this texture very well. Occasionally, I did have to use some of these clear minifigure stand pieces just to get the right angles, but once you get it all set up, I think the tree turns out. With that, it looks like it's all gone. So let's move on to number 3. I'm sure all of you have seen these leaf weave pine trees by now, so I'm going to try to be quick with this one. When most people build these trees, they point all the leaves downwards. I even did it in my first tree tutorial video. And this is a really great look, and it's still pretty real and natural, but when you're looking through forests, there's also a lot of trees out there that have their needles all facing up, and so if you're looking for the extra level of realism in your build, I'd mix in some of these upward facing trees. If you're new to leaf weaving, go check out my first tree tutorial video, and then you'll basically be able to build this tree. I'm a big fan of how the trunk turned out. Sometimes things just flow together, and I think it looks pretty cool, but you'll see a lot of them that look very similar in this video, so I guess it's just become the new norm or something.
6 months later.
Yeah, so I basically have a lot of these Series 22 minifigures. Specifically, this little acorn boy. Yeah, this guy's pretty cute, but what I'm really after is his cape piece. So I'll leave you with them to do whatever you guys do, and I'll take you with me. Let's go build a tree. Huh? Ain't no way I'm gonna call this the best design out there, but I've been having a lot of fun with this piece. Its shape and texture is just completely different than anything I've ever worked with, and so it's really interesting to mess with. I found however you orient these, you should really try to overlap them because that's how you can get the most realistic look, and just have fun with it. You're playing with capes for crying out loud. Again, I'm really happy with how this trunk turned out. I think it must be the little bit of dark red that pops through, but it just has a fun flair to it. This dark red piece is actually a stretcher carrier. I think it's discontinued now, but it works really well for holding in all of these bars. And man, this tree might not be the best, but I think I love it. Okay, number 5 is a pretty small one, so I think it's time for speed round! With this guy, we're going for a more bonsai look. The trunk uses a palm tree stem, and you just gotta have the classic whip. The branches are made of a variety of pieces, but mainly these Exoforce arms. Oh, and looky here! For the leaves, I use a lot of these old green feathers clipped on in various ways, and then pad leaves to fill in the extra space. Place the whole thing in an upside down scallop pot, and you got a tree. Whew, okay, I think we did it. Also, quick plug, I use this tree in a pretty cool build. You can go check it out on my Flickr. Link in the description. Bro, what? Who says description? Like, what? Halloween was not too long ago, so I thought I'd give you guys a pretty spooky looking tree. I've actually wanted to mess with this design for a long time, and so I'm happy to finally get to it. It was used a lot by Luke Hutchison back in the day, and it's clear that he mastered this design. I really haven't seen anybody mess with it since though, so I was curious if I could give it a shot. The basic premise is you get a lot of joint arms and connect them all together. This is a legal technique, by the way, so keep it tight. You wrap the whole thing in string and rubber bands, and you should get your tree. I really hope you don't look at mine as perfect. I think I'm still very new to this concept and I'm still trying to figure out myself. So go look at Luke's builds and he'll show you right. Disclaimer with this one, I was trying to keep it alive so I could fit it into this build that I'm working on, but during the filming of this video, it's fallen apart many times, and you can even see it falling apart here as we speak. Because of that, I'm not going to be able to give you guys a full breakdown of this tree, especially because the trunk is in multiple pieces right now. So let's focus on the foliage. This is definitely a very stylized, bubbly look, but if you hope to recreate this, then you're going to need to start with a lot of these 6-point stems. Next, I ordered a lot of round green shapes. Mainly these green dishes because they're cheapest, but I found that these Army Man helmets and space helmets actually look the best. Using a few studs, you can attach all these pieces on, and Travis bricks work really well to connect all these sub-assemblies. Oh yeah, and for anybody else that was wondering, the base of this tree is actually a big Duplo piece I found. I thought its texture kind of lended good to this tree, so I had to throw it in. And that's it, all 7 trees. I've always had a lot of fun making these tree videos. It's probably why I've made so many. Like always, nothing I've showed you here is meant to be the best of its kind, but I like to give a few ideas that I've been messing around with. Hopefully spark some inspiration. Don't forget to go check out the links in the description for the builders I mentioned. Man, I really hope you guys have a wonderful day. And that's all from me.